Thank you for watching another episode of Peepaw's Garage. We appreciate you guys tuning in. My name's Eric, and today we have yet another part of our Pontiac 400 engine build for our friend Ruben. I didn't get it wrong this time. This is, again, an extreme budget build, okay? He's wanting to keep this amount as little as possible, trying to keep the money spending to a minimum, okay? Whatever we can do to try to do it in-house without having to outsource or having to buy new parts and use the existing old parts, that's what we're gonna do. So, before I forget, we're almost to our first milestone, 100 subs. Yes, it's small, minor, very minuscule, and on the minutia end of the spectrum. However, everybody has to start somewhere, right? So we're doing our 1-to-1-to-1-to-1 kind of goal setting here, okay? So our 1 is the 100, and then we get to 1,000 subs, and then we get to 100,000 subs, and then we get to 1,000,000 subs, if we will ever get there, okay? God willing, if the good Lord says no, then he says no, and that's just how it's gonna have to be, and I truly accept it with all my heart. So if you guys can help us out, again, if it's a yay, it's a yay. If it's a no, well, that's just the way how the world works, isn't it? Pop doesn't call it the 1-to-1-to-1. I call it the 1-to-1-to-1, right? 100, 1,000, 100,000, and then 1,000,000. 100,000 would be an incredible blessing on our lives. Be able to even begin to articulate how incredibly grateful I would be to the Lord and to all of you guys. So thank you for any of you guys who do watch. We appreciate you very much. Any of you guys who, family and non-family alike. But you know, we're all kind of family, right? We're all part of the PG family. That's People's Garage, by the way, if you didn't know. Anyways, I'm rambling on. I digress. Let's get to the video. Oh. There we go. I think so. Never had to do this before.
Yeah, well, it makes 2 weeks.
By the way, as just a quick note, we're not just tearing into this block just to be taking the dowel pins out of this thing for no reason. This block is trash and it is no good anymore, so we are getting what we can from it and we are scrapping it.
Hammer there.
It'll knock it out?
It'll knock that piece out.
Probably.
Or if we do the next one, cut it at a V. As long as we don't get into the...
Yeah, the hole itself, right? The pin itself?
Yeah.
I imagine it'll be kind of hot.
Okay, they're supposed to be how long?
Three quarter, aren't they? The factory. So I'm sure you're asking, why on earth are you guys cutting the dowel pins on the bottom end of this engine? Well, I'll tell you. This is why we're taking the pins out of that other motor. This is a 350, this is a 400. The dowel pins are the same. And the dowel pins on here are gone. They are not here. And the ones that were on here, for some magical reason, they felt that these were adequate enough. These roll pins were the pins that were pushed into these parts here. So they were knocked out and replaced with this daggum thing. I mean, hey. And so we're in a bit of a dilemma. We don't have the puller, and this is supposed to be a budget project. To get these pins out of this motor, we are not equipped for something really like this. This is my first time ever doing this. Pops too. And these things are an extremely tight fit in the bottom of this engine here. They are not meant to move. They are not meant to do nothing. They hold those main caps in and they do not move. It is a thousandth of an inch fit. And you know what? We went to Ace Hardware and got some, and they are 2/1000 of an inch too big. And because this is a game of tolerances and a game where things have to fit precisely, you know, you want things just success. Nice. 9 more to go. You know, they had these ones online. They were a little bit of a different dimension. I think the factory, what they say is 5/16 or 3.125. And this one company on like Auto Specialist or something, they had some that were machined that were like 3.09 something. So yeah, they were $5 a piece, and they were longer than the standard one. So, you know, again, this is a budget build, so we're trying to avoid extra costs, well, at all costs. So, though this is more work, it's gonna save not only us, but the person that we're building this for, Ruben. I think that's your name. This is for you, buddy. Without the correct fitment of these dowel pins, you know, for instance, if they're too small and they don't hold those main caps in place properly, you will have walk. The main caps will walk, they will shift over. And you do not want that when your engine is spinning at 4, 5, 6 grand. That will be a catastrophic failure. I'm gonna knock this block off.
Good thing this block is no good.
Yeah. This process you see here is called honing the cylinder. Okay, now this is to essentially resurface or improve the surface of the cylinder wall. This allows for proper lubrication of the piston rings and allows those piston rings to seat properly and form a tight seal along the cylinder wall. Now typically, while you're using your drill here, you want to keep a relative speed of like a medium speed. You don't want it too fast, you don't want it too slow. And you also ideally want about 45 degrees of cross hatching all along the cylinder lining. As you can see, we're squirting a little bit of oil in there. You don't want to do this dry. You have to add a lubricant while you do this process.
Overheat.
Oh. We'll put it in the freezer. Here we go. There's a freezer right there. It could go in. I heard this crazy old guy keeps his paints in there.
Yeah,
Well, let's let it cool down. In the meantime. Shoot!
Okay.
Shiz bit.
Quartered one. Cut as far as I can. So I took out all the ridge.
Well, it's gonna have to do, isn't it? Ain't it funny? It looks a lot better than it did. It still doesn't look all that great. Look, Ruben. Look. Gosh dang it. See? Much better. And this one. Yep. Oh, damn. That doesn't feel good. What do you think? Loosening up?
See it turning.
Yeah, I mean, I've had stuff turn too, and then it shears right off.
Yeah, but you can feel how it's responding.
Yikes! Oh, that's got a bunch of crap in there. All right, what are those? 9/16ths. Do we have that out over there? That'll do, donkey. That'll do. Snap on. Bibbidi bobbidi boo. Yeah, that's a big difference. So what's the chem dip? What's the one that we use for that? What is that?
Berryman's Chem Dip.
Yeah, look at that. Well, it cleans up all up in there. So this is all you do? You just let it sit for how long?
About half hour. About $35 a gallon.
Oh wow. So that thing was 35 bucks, huh?
Mm-hmm.
What's in it? What's the solution?
Lots of nasty stuff that eats everything.
And you said you were gonna do this too? Or no?
No, that's pretty much almost done. Just got all the paint and the rest of the cooking grime and heavy casting flowers.
Okay.
Worked on this. They painted this Ford blue.
Instead of the what was it, cobalt blue?
No, it's GM corporate blue.
Corporate blue.
So, and then plus they sprayed over like all the cooking grime and rust and everything.
Uh-huh.
So, use the paint stripper to strip it all off. Because I even tried to use the die grinder with the wheel on it,
Uh-huh.
and it was so thick on there that it was just gumming it up.
Wow. Okay.
And then they had the grommet with a PCV valve. They spray painted it. Of course, the grommet broke when I took it out. It's a good thing I got another one on the way. Actually, it's already here. Got it in the mail yesterday.
Nice. Buffing on the wheel. Buffing on the wheel. I'm better with my right hand. Buffing on the wheel. Shiny metal. Some of these are pretty chewed up. See that? I don't think it's supposed to be like that. I don't think there's a pin or anything that runs through there. Or maybe there is, I don't know. I don't quite know I don't remember where this came off of. So maybe it is supposed to be like that. We'll see. Yeah, you know what this is. It's super speed Scotch Brite time. Oh, can't forget my mask. I don't want to be breathing this stuff in. Take a look at this. You know, Pop's already went ahead and done most of the work. This was just completely caked with stuff on here. So some paint stripper, a little bit of time, eat away at all this shit here. And now it's just buffable. We'll get it all buffed out. Here we go. Woo! At least it's turning out pretty good. Oh man. And then pieces flew in the corner of my eye. I'm wearing glasses. Figure that one out, huh? All right, cleaned up some of the edges here. That's all she wrote. Doesn't need to be perfect, but we had to get rid of most of what was sitting on here. And a lot of this that was sitting back here was really heavily caked on. I had to take the sanding disc to it. Just grind down on there. Not going too much, but flattening the surface just a bit. You know, it's not gonna look as shiny as the rest of this, but I was able to take the Scotch wheel, come across all along these ridges here, and even down in here. Some of them I wasn't able to completely get, but all in all, you get the gist of it, and I thought it turned out pretty good. Now, when working with these kinds of things, okay, what you want to do is you want to be able to protect your mouth, your eyes, your nose, and you need to have some sort of respirator or some sort of mask or at least something and some safety goggles. Even so, with having these things on, I mean, it's not 100%, especially if you don't have the right kind of equipment. Now, coming from me, I had lung surgery about 11 years ago. Going on 12 here soon. I had what was called a pneumothorax, and I had a weakening in my lung lining that allowed it to pop. Now, I had to go to the hospital, and they had to do some procedures to get me back, but one thing I've noticed is once in a while, if I decide to be stupid and not wear what I need to wear in order to protect my lungs, my breathing, and obviously my eyes are a little bit more protected than normal. I don't wear safety glasses, but I do have a pair of prescription glasses that I wear that help protect my eyes that have, I mean, I've gone through already 3 pairs and I've barely had glasses for just a few years. So I'm a little rough on glasses, but that being said, if you don't, it's always a good idea because I worked in the shop for 10 years and I've seen some pretty gruesome stuff. Even something as simple as a little piece of metal going into your eye and getting stuck in your eye, and that is not fun. Now, you know, thank God I haven't had anything happen to me like that. I have had pieces fly in my eye because, you know, I didn't want to wear my glasses. And that was not fun having to get that out. Scratched up my eye. It was swollen for days, and it was not fun. But going back to the respirating part, if I don't wear it, my breathing becomes subpar to say the least. I have a hard time breathing, hard time catching my breath. already have sleep apnea, these kinds of things are just not worth it. So if we have any young audience or any of the people that like to watch our content that think that this is not absolutely required, you are wrong. It is for your health and is for your benefit. And you should wear a mask when handling these kinds of things to protect your lungs, protect your health and your longevity. And I mean, the last thing I want for any of you guys is to ever have to go through what I've been through or what I've seen people close to me or even just co-workers have to go through. So be safe, be smart, and we'll see you in the next one.